And thank you for joining us for CBN NewsWatch. I'm Ephraim Graham. A terror attack has claimed the lives of more than 20 people following an Ariana Grande concert in Manchester, England Monday. Dozens more were injured. The bombing shocked the country and underlined the continued threat to European security. Our Charlene Aaron is on this story.
The explosion happened just after American pop singer Ariana Grande was closing a show at the Manchester Arena. Chaos and confusion sent concert-goers, many of them children, screaming and scrambling for the exits.
Everyone just started running, people were screaming and crying.
Grande had just gotten off stage when the explosion rocked the building.
Oh my God.
We believe the attacker was carrying an improvised explosive device, which he detonated, causing this atrocity.
Grande took to Twitter to offer condolences to the victims and her fans, saying, "Broken. From the bottom of my heart, I am so sorry. I don't have words." And the mayor of Manchester said the city woke up to the most difficult of dawns following the bombing.
It is hard to believe what has happened here in the last few hours and to put into words the shock, anger and hurt that we feel today. These were children, young people and their families that those responsible chose to terrorise and kill. This was an evil act.
And speaking in Bethlehem in the West Bank during his first foreign trip since he took office, President Trump spoke for himself and America.
As President of the United States, on behalf of the people of the United States, I would like to begin by offering my prayers to the people of Manchester in the United Kingdom. I extend my deepest condolences to those so terribly injured in this terrorist attack, and to the many killed and the families, so many families, of the victims.
He said the bombing underscored the message he had delivered over the past several days about the need to confront terrorism.
This is what I've spent these last few days talking about during my trip overseas. Our society can have no tolerance for this continuation of bloodshed. We cannot stand a moment longer for the slaughter of innocent people. And in today's attack, it was mostly innocent children.
Charlene Aaron, CBN News.
Islamic State supporters celebrated on social media following the concert blast in Manchester that killed at least 22 people. British police are treating the situation as a terror incident. More than 50 people were wounded. Tweets from Islamic extremists were posted just hours before the attack. One tweet reading, "Are you forgetting our threat? This is just terror." Another tweet read, "We have more." Multiple Islamic State accounts were suspended from Twitter, where each was using the hashtag Manchester Arena. President Trump condemned the Manchester attack from Bethlehem, where he met with Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas. The president hopes to become the first to actually broker a lasting peace between the Israelis and Palestinians. CBN's David Brody is in Israel with the president. He asked the question, can President Trump succeed where so many others before him have failed?
Peace in the Middle East. How many times have we heard that before? But could things be different now that President Trump is on the scene? This peace process has never seen anything quite like him.
Before Donald Trump became president, he was known as one of the best deal makers in the entire world. Well, now he's come to Israel hoping for what he calls the ultimate deal. Peace between the Israelis and the Palestinians. It's not going to be an easy task, plenty of stumbling blocks ahead, but one thing is for sure, all roads lead through Jerusalem.
It's the ultimate stumbling block in any two-state solution. Both the Palestinians and Israelis see the holy city as their capital. Official U.S. policy considers it disputed territory. But as a candidate, Trump told CBN News he was ready to move the U.S. Embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem.
I am for that 100%. We are for that 100%.
As president, however, he dialed that back in our interview in January.
There's certainly a chance of it, absolutely. But we're doing very detailed studies on that, and we'll come out very soon. I hate to do that because that's not usually me, studies.
Right.
It's usually I do what's right. But this has two sides to it. It's not easy.
That's because a provocative move like that might disrupt the peace process before it even gets going. So this trip, with no embassy announcement, definitely disappointed many Israelis and evangelical supporters back in the United States. He did make history, though, becoming the first sitting president to visit the Western Wall. Some see that as a positive signal, although some in the Trump administration won't admit the wall is part of Israel. It's all part of a very sensitive process.
It's not easy. I've heard it's one of the toughest deals of all, but I have a feeling that we're going to get there eventually. I hope.
I do look forward to our discussions, which I think are pregnant with possibility.
The hope comes from an unlikely customer, Iran. The administration believes Arab nations like Saudi Arabia would be willing to work more closely with Israel and stand together against a common enemy, thus advancing the peace process. Waleed Faris has consulted the president on Mideast peace.
He has the heart to it. He wants to achieve it as something big that no previous president has been able to solve. But realities are realities, not just in our politics here in the United States, but in the Middle East.
The president knows he'll have his hands full getting the Palestinians to the negotiating table. His meeting in Bethlehem with Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas was an attempt to see what's possible.
The problem is not between us and the Judaism. It's between us and occupation.
For his part, President Trump is keeping his cards close to the vest. He hasn't signaled yet what that peace process plan will be like exactly, and that's done intentionally. It's part of his deal-making DNA. The question then becomes, will his deal-making and his big personality be enough to push this process over the finish line? David Brody, CBN News, Jerusalem.
Former FBI Chief James Comey is postponing his testimony before the House committee. He's expected to testify he believes President Trump was meddling in the FBI's investigation over his Russia ties, but he reportedly wants to speak with former FBI Director Robert Mueller before testifying. Mueller is investigating ties between President Donald Trump and Russia during the presidential election. The rescheduling for the hearing has not been confirmed. St. Louis Catholics are suing the city over an ordinance that could face business owners to violate their religious beliefs. The law says employers can't hire or fire someone for getting pregnant outside of marriage, having an abortion, or using contraceptives. The law also applies to landlords. The suit represents Catholic schools and a privately run ministry for homeless pregnant women. An attorney for the plaintiff says the law prevents the archdiocese from hiring only teachers who support its doctrine. 3 teens accused of killing a 6-year-old boy in Mississippi are being denied bail as prosecutors consider the death penalty. Kingston Frasier was asleep in the back of his mother's car when it was stolen from the supermarket parking lot in Jackson. The car was found hours later with the boy's body in the back seat. He was shot multiple times. Byron McBride Jr., Dwan Wakefield Jr., and Deallen Washington are being charged with capital murder. Friends and family are now calling for justice.
Well, basically, all we want is justice to be done. We supported Ebony. We're here to support Kingston. We want justice to take its place, and that's what we're having.
Only one of the kidnappers is eligible for the death penalty. Prosecutors have not decided whether they will seek that against him. Please keep the Kingston family in your prayers. Still to come here on CBN NewsWatch, a look back at Israel during the Six-Day War and the price many paid for freedom. It is important to count the cost as we look at the miracle of the 1967 Six-Day War. For the young nation of Israel, it was an historic turning point. But for many, the victory came at a terrible price. Scott Ross has this story.
Who's this?
This is Yaron. This is my son. And this is me.
Look, the admiration on his face. You're a beautiful lady.
I thought, yes.
Yes.
Even now.
In 1967, Ruth Alou was a 27-year-old mother of 2 when her husband, Yekutiel Novik, was killed in the Six-Day War.
Yaron was 4 years old and Orit was 1 year old.
So was the 4-year-old able to understand that his father was dead? Did he ask for his father?
He
He was saying to me, "We, Israel, we won the war over the Arabs, and the Arabs killed my father."
At the end of the war, Ruth didn't know initially what had happened to her husband. While she thought to herself, no news is good news, she went from army camp to camp and finally found the truth.
I said to myself this sentence, "I will not let this rule over me."
How did you manage to carry on after your husband died? How did you?
I don't know. Until 10 years ago, I can't weep. I don't weep.
You don't weep?
No.
Ruth married again and had a third child, but later divorced. For 40 years, she told me she blamed her deceased husband for everything that went wrong in her life. Then just 10 years ago, she read the Army report of what had happened to him. How did he die?
When he came back from fixing the tank, he was hit by mortar fire, and he asked the medics to actually evacuate his other friends before him, and that's how he died.
Did you eventually come to a place where you could forgive your husband?
After 40 years.
Why?
Why? Because I read the file, and when I read the file, I understand that it's not his blame.
Really?
That he wants to live, but he can't live.
We're approaching the anniversary of the 50th year of the Six-Day War. Was it worth it? No.
Not to me. Look, I love my country.
Yes.
I love it very much. One of the most things that I was afraid of, that my children will leave the country. All of them are here. I really like Israel, really, really love it. But the price is too much.
What about now?
Now I'm happy with what I have.
Your heart's no longer broken?
It's broken.
Still broken?
All of us, all the widows of the war, we are saying, once a widow, always a widow.
God cares for the widows and the orphans. Simona Ziv Ma'ar was even younger, just 20 years old, when she became a war widow.
I met my husband when I was 13 and a half. He took me to school. We were friends 7 years. He was my boyfriend, my family, my lover, and my husband.
Simona and Ruth are just 2 of 318 widows and more than 600 orphans from the Six-Day War. How long were you married?
4 months. Then the war broke out, and that's it.
What happened?
He was killed on the Golan Heights on the 6th day of the war, on the last day. He was seriously wounded, and because the path was full of tanks, he died before they could get him down. And then the war started in my life.
Simona has more than 800 clowns in her home, a testimony to her choice to be happy despite her loss. How did you go on after your husband died? God took care of you?
God gave me strength.
And she needed that strength, because shortly after Herzl died, her father and mother soon followed, leaving her all alone. 3 years later, she remarried and had 2 sons, but the marriage didn't last. Your husband had died, both parents had died. So did this make you angry with God?
No, he wasn't guilty. That's the way life is. I don't know God. I can't argue with him. He decided. He did it. I can't say anything to him.
Did you find any comfort in the fact that Israel won the war, but you lost your husband?
I lost my other life completely because I had a very talented husband. He was an amazing man. I'm certain life would have been completely different. It is a victory for the country, but my loss. He was everything for me.
Both Ruth and Simona are part of the IDF, Israeli Defense Forces, Widows and Orphans organization that helps those who have suffered their same trauma. Currently, some 8,000 men, women, and children have lost loved ones in the IDF or security forces. Can you help them?
We help each other. We don't have to agree with the opinion. They have their opinion, I have my opinion. It's okay, but we speak the same language. We understand each other.
What do you have to say to people who have experience the kind of grief you have.
What happened to me happened. Life is beautiful. Not always, but you need to live and to believe the faith. Some people build something good, some less good, some better. It's a part of life. I'm an example of this.
Scott Ross for CBN News in Tel Aviv.
Up next, for decades, refugees have found a home in the United States, but life has not been easy. See how one ministry is working to change that by helping a new generation to thrive. Refugees have found a home in the United States for decades. Now a new generation is thriving. Abigail Robertson shows us how one group has created a pathway out of poverty.
Starting school in a new city can be daunting, especially when it's halfway around the world from home.
When I came here, everybody was different, treated me different. I felt like an outcast.
At 7 years old, Louisa Irankunda and her family fled war in Africa and resettled in Des Moines, Iowa.
I didn't really know what America was, but all I heard was that it was wonderful and that money grew out of the trees.
Louisa couldn't speak English and struggled to fit in.
It was very tough, and they were bullying me because when I came here, I didn't really have hair because they said that we should shave it off.
Nancy Marazzi, an African native living in Des Moines, noticed how the refugees struggled, particularly the young girls.
I realized we really needed to start a unique program to just reach out to the girls and know that we are here for them.
Starting a dance class, she quickly noticed an improvement in attitude.
I started working with refugee students, and I realized that we actually have a great opportunity to impact low-income students.
Following that success, she looked for bigger ways to empower kids. And that's when God put coding on her heart.
So here I was with this ambitious dream of teaching kids how to program computers, and we had no place. And God's been good, because you know when He gives you a task, you know what He does? He gives you the things to complete them.
She found a church to host the class and a volunteer in computer science to teach the program she named Pi 515, Pursuit of Innovation.
We were trying to see how do we teach them the skills so that we don't have this number of kids in poverty growing. When you're poor, chances are if you don't get an opportunity, you're just going to recycle that back. And what happens to those kids?
Open to both girls and guys, each student comes from a war-torn African country. 10 years ago, some of these kids couldn't even speak English, but now thanks to the Pi 515 program, these 15, 16, and 17-year-olds are learning to build robots and design their own websites. Hosting a year-round free technology program like this doesn't come easy. They rely on donations for everything, from computers to teachers to the unexpected. And through it all, Nancy's faith stands strong.
I believe that God, when He shows you a need, He wants you to do something about it. He says, you know, go take care of that for me, and as long as you take care of it for me, I'll be right there standing with you. We're gonna fight to whatever way we can fight to make sure that every single kid we know gets an opportunity.
The fight is paying off with many students who never thought they'd go past high school, getting college scholarships.
In a couple of years, I envisioned myself getting the degree in computer science, and I'm just fascinated. I want to learn how computers work, and also through that, I would like to pretty much come up with things which can help other people.
Iowa State offered Bonito a full ride, becoming the first in his family to attend a 4-year college.
I never imagined that, but here I am today.
And he's hardly the only success story.
I have learned how to code, I've learned how to use CSS and HTML, and I have built a website so far. I know God will always be here with me, by my side, and He will always take care of everything, of my needs.
Louisa is only 15, but her current skill set could earn her a salary of $50,000 or higher. Thanks to the Pi 515 program, many children who once felt like outcasts who couldn't communicate with their peers now have promising futures ahead of them. Reporting from Iowa, Abigail Robertson, CBN News.
A wonderful program to see. Stay with us. There's more of CBN NewsWatch coming up right after this. It's time now for your Tuesday Tweetable. This is a message I pray will bless you and inspire you to post, tag, tweet, and share with others. Consider this. God has the ability to deliver you from any situation, but He often wants to help you build the strength to overcome it. Trust Him to do the work through you. With Him, all things are possible, and all things work together for your good. That is going to do it for this edition of CBN NewsWatch. You can find more of our exclusive coverage of the issues you care most about always at cbnnews.com. We'd love to hear what you think about the stories you've seen here today. You can do that by emailing newswatch@cbn.com. You can also reach out to us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Hope you'll join us again right here next time. Make this a terrific Tuesday. We'll see you back here tomorrow.